Hey there, everyone. It's John Hager, and we're going to be talking about the uh, dependents. How do you claim exemptions on the Form 1040? All right, so 6A is you yourself, and this belongs to anyone who didn't receive the support of their parents or someone else who is caring for them. This is generally speaking anyone who's 24 or older, who lives on their own, who had a job, where those are the people who get their own exemptions. Let's say you move out, you don't go to college after high school, you work full time, you're going to be entitled to your exemption. And it's about who should be claiming you. If you had over $4,000 worth of income, you need to start looking at could you claim yourself. The next step is who provided half of your support. This includes where you lived, the payments for the house, rent, clothing for you, meals, all that. Generally, this is about $8,000 to $9,000 for a lot of people. And so, if you made more than that, you need to look at should you be claiming your exemption. If you made less than that, and your parents want to claim you, generally speaking, they can do that, and it's going to be better for both you and your parents. An exemption is worth $4,000. As of 2016, it's $4,050. The way exemptions work is that they reduce your taxable income. I'm going to do another video in just a moment about taxable income, but exemptions lower that. So let's say you made $50,000, an exemption reduced that by about $4,000. So it appears you only made 46. For example, if you only claim yourself. Up to, you'll notice in box 4 of section C of exemptions, there's a check mark for if you are 17 or younger, or under 17, so up to 16 years of age. These kids qualify for the child tax credit. This is a $1,000 credit that is taken against your taxes owed. So it's not refundable, but it's very it's for a lot of people. It can play a huge part in your tax planning, especially if you're lower income, right? Yeah, without digging into what how an exemption or any deduction affects your income, that's most of what I want to say about that. It is possible to have several dependents. You can claim your parents if they don't, even if they don't live with you. This is one thing I should bring up. If your parents don't live with you, but you provide for them, you maintain their household, you can claim them. And you can claim them if they live. You can claim dependents that live in the U.S., Canada, or Mexico. Okay, so for example, in Minneapolis, where I do taxes, we have a lot of African clients, ethnically African, Somali, Ethiopian, Oromo. A lot of these people support their family back home. They can't claim them as dependents. However, our Latino population, the Mexicans, are able to claim their families back home in Mexico. Now, like for example, our Ecuadorian clients, they cannot claim their families as dependents, and this transfers over to the filing status too, or lack thereof. If head of household is only for people who live with you, not for people who live somewhere else or in other countries, you can't just have a dependent. Um, so, all right. So this is John Hager signing off. We're going to be talking about income. I've already filmed that video, but that'll be next up in the series. We'll go more into how exemptions and deductions play into your tax liability. So if you've already watched that video, disregard this. Well, I shouldn't say disregard. This is the connection right there.